When you were a child, the world was louder than it seemed to everyone else. The lights in the supermarket were too bright, the seams in your socks felt unbearable, you fell apart in the cereal aisle, not because you were sad, but because the lights, the sounds, the choices, it all had nowhere to go. And the adults around you called it being difficult. You noticed everything. The shift in someone's voice before they said they were fine, the sadness tucked behind a smile, the tension in a room before a single word was spoken. You felt it all, and nobody explained why. Some of us were told we were too sensitive. Some of us learned to hide it, to smile through the overwhelm, to push the feelings down until our body had to scream what our mouth wasn't allowed to say. Maybe you became the quiet one, the one who needed to retreat after school, the one who couldn't understand how other children play so easily in chaos while you felt like you were drowning in sound. And somewhere along the way, without anyone telling you otherwise, you started to believe something was wrong with you. But there wasn't. There's actually a name for what you experienced as a child. Psychologist Elaine Aron called it sensory processing sensitivity. Around 15 to 20% of people are born with a nervous system that processes everything more deeply. Sounds, emotions, subtle shifts in the environment that others don't register at all. It isn't a disorder, and it isn't a flaw. It is a trait, one that shows up in over 100 species, from cats to fish to primates. Nature keeps it around because sensitive individuals notice what others miss. They sense danger earlier, they read the group's emotional state, they survive by feeling what others walk past. You can think about it this way. You were born with a finely tuned instrument. The problem wasn't the instrument, it was that nobody taught you how to play it. Instead, you were placed in loud classrooms with fluorescent lights and 25 other children. You were told to stop crying, to be tougher, to join in. The world wasn't built for sensitive people, and so you learned very early that the way you were made was inconvenient. But that is not the same as being flawed. Growing up highly sensitive in a loud world doesn't mean you were broken. It means you were a quiet instrument in a room full of drums, and you were just trying to find a way to make music. It means you learned to read people before you could read rooms, that your empathy grew from the soil of not being understood yourself, that your depth isn't a weakness, it's a way of seeing that the loud world desperately needs. Sensitivity doesn't mean you're too fragile for life. It means you experience life more fully than most people ever will. The same sensitivity that overwhelmed you as a child is the same sensitivity that now lets you hold space for others, that finds meaning where others find nothing. And now, as an adult who starts to understand what they are dealing with, you can begin to build a life that fits your nervous system, not the other way around. Speak to the child who was called too much and tell them the truth. You were never too much. You were just more in a world that rewards less. And now only you get to decide what that more looks like. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more care right here on this channel.